Hello, hello, my loves. Welcome to another video. We are going to be doing a little chat with me video. I'm going to be showing you a book haul. I'm going to be showing you a little ghosty haul, and we're just going to talk all of the things spooky. So if you would like to follow along, if you want to tune in and just see what goodies I have to show you, or you just want to hang out, grab something to drink, get cozy, and let's get started. Oh, I love this time of year. The weather is starting to change, you guys. I can already feel it, especially at night. At nighttime, it cools down into the low 70s. Sometimes it goes into the high 60s. It's just really nice because I don't have to run the air conditioning at night. We're saving a little bit of money right there. And the cooler nights just mean it's going to be a cooler morning, and it stays cooler a little bit longer before it does start to warm up. So here we are for another spooky talk, another spooky little chit chat, hangout, whatever you want to call it. I do have another spooky shirt on. I don't think I filmed a video with this shirt, but this is my Exorcist shirt. I just got this one earlier in the month. Every season, Torrid will put out their Halloween stuff. They put out costumes and little accessories and whatnot. And every season, I always buy myself a couple spooky shirts. I just hang out around the house anyway, so I throw on some cozy leggings and a spooky shirt, and that's pretty much my little uniform the whole season. So we're gonna start this video with a little bit of a haul. I kind of want to show that stuff first before I share a couple things that I went through or that I experienced recently. So let's start first with cups, because I did actually treat myself to a spooky cup. One of my people I follow, she's a booktuber, a book Instagram book person. She talks books. She had a picture with this cup. The poison apple from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. And I had asked her where she got it. And she had said she got it at Disneyland, of course, and they don't sell it anywhere else except for in Disneyland. So I was a little bit bummed because I'm not a Disneyland kind of a girl, but I'm not really a Disney person. So the chances of me going are very slim to none. And I was like, how am I going to get my hands on a cup? I really, really want one. So I do have a couple people who do go to Disneyland quite often. And I figured, I could just ask them to pick one up for me and I'll pay you later. I ended up getting my hands on it. It is the cutest thing ever. I freaking love it. I have my iced coffee in her today. So she's actually quite large. I didn't think she was going to be this big. When I saw the photos, I thought she was going to be a little bit smaller, but she's actually quite big, which is nice because she does carry quite a large amount of liquid, whatever it is you're going to drink from her. So love that, and I think it's going to be a favorite. One thing I have been doing this season is getting a good use out of my spooky cups. I have definitely been making sure that I, use them so that they're not just going to waste. You know what I mean? Very, very good. Okay. The other cup I want to show you guys. So this one kind of has a little bit of a funny story. So 2 years ago, I ordered a cup similar to this to gift my friend, who I am now no longer in touch with. We are no longer friends. And so 2 years ago, I gave this to her as a gift. We were, going to go do some stuff for spooky season, and I wanted to give her a little spooky little gift, like little treats, right? So anyways, I gifted her a cup, and the cup was custom made by a person that I found on Etsy. I will put their link and information in the description box. And I bought her the cup, blah, 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 blah. Super cute. Wished I would have bought myself one. Didn't. But here we are 2 years later, and I decided, you know what? I'm going to gift myself a spooky cup. I deserve it. I'm going all out this spooky season, as I've already shared from previous videos. And so I went to the same person that I bought the original cup from. I already saw her work and I saw she was really talented. I really loved it. It was so cute. So I ended up buying myself a tumbler, and it is a Witch's Brew cup. It is for iced drinks and hot drinks. And it has the drip on it, just like the one, well, not just like, better than the one that Starbucks is coming out with. So I told myself, if I end up passing on the Starbucks one, I have my own amazing custom made witchy cup, drip cup, whatever you want to call it. Super cute. And the best part, it has my name on it. It is custom made, has my name on it. The glitter detail is so cute. So she has multiple glitter options to choose from. The other ones were more of like purples or like blue purples. Not really my thing. I like green. And so this one was called, I think it was called Reptar, which kind of makes sense, like a little reptile. Reptar. And it's like a green, blue, no, not blue, green and red and orange. Whoop, I just spilled water all over myself. Green, red, and orange. And it has that shimmer, and it's just so beautiful. See how you could kind of see it? So definitely love this one. And I felt like the green drip was going to look really, really nice with the reds and the yellows and the greens. So I love it. I absolutely love it. I love that I decided to get it personalized with my name. And it's just a really cute cup. I love that it comes with a straw. I wasn't sure if it was going to. I thought it was just going to be like the sippy top, but it actually comes with a straw, and you can close the sippy top so you can, it won't spill all over the place like I just spilled on myself. But the detail in this is just insane. So I thought I would share that because I thought this was the cutest thing ever, and it literally makes me feel like I don't even need the Starbucks cup. So I had to share that with you guys. This is my spooky water drink that I will be carrying around with me all spooky season because it is absolutely amazing. So please, please, please check out this Etsy seller. I will put her information in the description box. Check her out. Her pricing and everything, it's very reasonable. You're buying something custom made. She handmade it herself. So you're supporting a small business. Check her out. Really amazing. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So let's talk ghosties. I love, 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 love ghosties. I can't say it enough. I love spirit. I love ghosties. I love the paranormal. I love spooky season. The Halloween hunting has really, really slowed down in my world, but I cannot keep myself away from checking out the Halloween sections in the different stores. You have to just walk through it. Even if you know you're not going to buy anything, just walking through it. Well, I ended up going to Vons one day. I went to Vons with the intention of seeing if they put out the Starbucks cups early because they have a Starbucks in the store. And Vons was setting up their Halloween section when I walked in. So I was pleasantly surprised. I had a look around. They still weren't fully stocked because they were still putting stuff out. But I was able to snag a couple ghosties. And that is this guy. So I got two of them. I only brought one to show you guys. But the other one looks exactly the same. Very slim ghosties, but I love his face. He has like that spooky face. I love that the insides of the mouth and the eyes are painted black. It just kind of gives it that depth. And he has a space in the back where you could put a tea light candle. So I love it. You probably can't see it too well because it's a little bright in here, but he has that glow and his mouth just like glows, and it's just so spooky, and I love it. And I'm very, very happy to have found him. I think he was like $10. I think they were like $10 each. And they had a lot of other things at Vons. I definitely need to go again because I want to see the whole set up, like fully set up. So I got to go again, but they had bats, they had mummies, they had these dolls, like weird dolls with like button eyes, kind of like Coraline. I also went to Walmart. So Walmart has their Halloween out now, at least mine does. Of course, they were just barely setting up when I went. We saw Halloween at Walmart. I think it's kind of the best time to go when they're still setting up because you get first dibs on whatever they're putting out. Once you see that they're just starting to set up, go again like the next day when they will probably have it all done. And you just get a better chance of finding the things. The ghostie that I love that I found is this one with the witchy hat. He does light up, so his little eyes glow. The hat actually kind of fell off when I brought him back home, so I had to re-glue it. But super cute. I love it. I only got one of him. I thought I was going to get two, but then I was like, nah, I don't really need it. One is good enough. I also found some candles. So Walmart had these really cute candles with the ghost holding the pumpkin. And this one reminds me of my vintage ghost that I have, which is pretty much the same style. And I was like, I have to have this one. So he was like up on the very top shelf, which I couldn't reach. So I had to ask someone to bring him down for me. And because I went through all that trouble doing that, I ended up taking two of them. So I have two of the same guys. I do not plan on lighting him. I think he's just going to be one of those candles that I just keep because I love the way they look, but I just could not pass this one up. This was such a steal. Walmart has really, really good prices. So I think this one was like $7 or something like that. I think the candles were like $5. They were not expensive at all. And then I also saw this ghost candle. And I love this one because he has these weird crying eyes. Like, he's so spooky. Definitely will not be lighting him either. I think once he is lit, it probably gives the effect of crying streaks of black because you could kind of see the dark wax underneath. But I don't want to light him up either. I think he's gonna be just specifically a decor piece. I also got those orange pumpkin pails. I bought a couple more of those. I got 4 of them. And I have them lined up in my hallway. I'll be filming a spooky tour of my house, all of the decorations, very, very soon. I just have to find a day to do it when I can make sure the house is clean and looks good. But I promise you that video will be coming soon. Big Lots. So Big Lots I went to yesterday. This was literally yesterday's purchase. Hadn't seen Big Lots. I hadn't gone to Big Lots. I saw a couple reels and Instagram things and YouTube videos of Big Lot hauls, and they did have quite a bit of Halloween. And of course, I lucked out. There were 2 of these ghosties left, and they light up super cute. And I was literally beside myself when I saw him because I have the larger version of this ghost that I found at Home Goods, and the one at Home Goods cost me about $26. I want to say this guy was $7, and he's obviously smaller, so he will fit anywhere you put him. The bigger one is a little bit tricky. You have to kind of find the right spot, but I thought that was a steal of a deal. So that is one of the reasons why, if you love Halloween and if you like to go Halloween hunting for your decor, you have to go to multiple places because different stores will have the same or similar decor piece for different prices. That's just the name of the game. There was 2 of these on the shelves. I was tempted to buy both of them, but I realized I already have the larger version. I don't really need 2 of these. So I just picked one up. $7. $7. The other ghostie that I found is the little pillow, and there was actually quite a few of them. Really cute pillows. I saw a lot of those at Home Goods or TJ Maxx. So just FYI, like, go to Big Lots, you'll find the same pillows. They may be a little bit different in material, but super cheap. So this little ghostie pillow, I think he was only $3, $3 or $4 most. I don't think he was more than $4. And he reminded me of that Target ghost pillow that is super popular right now, I guess. Apparently, some of these TikToks blow up some of these decor pieces. And the Target Ghost was one of those like hot items this year. He looks very similar to the Target Ghost pillow. Now, obviously the material, he is not like the Target one. The Target one, I believe, is more fuzzy. He's more of just like felt, but he's really, really cute. And so I snagged him up because he was super cheap, like $4, $3 or $4. And I have him on my little chair with my other ghosties, and they're just a little ghostie family, and it's really cute. And yeah, that's pretty much my little haul as far as decor pieces and my cups and stuff. Definitely excited about the pieces I found, and I just can't get enough of it. Now let's talk books. We got to talk books. I did a couple of book hauls, I think like 1 or 2 in the previous videos. You'll have to check those out to see what I'm talking about. I do want to share a little bit of my thoughts on the ones that I've read. Let's talk about the only one left. So this one is the book about a girl who is a caretaker, and she goes and takes on a job on a big old mansion on the hill. And she is caretaking for an elderly woman who pretty much has the reputation of being the woman who murdered her family. This girl is going through her experience of taking care of this woman and pretty much unraveling the secrets behind this murder case. It was actually a very good read. I'm not going to give spoilers, I promise. It was a good read. I think that I gave it 3 or 4 stars, I want to say. I feel like it was a good read. It was not as creepy as I wanted it to be, so that was one thing I didn't really care for. It has a bit of a twist and turn, so what you think you're gonna get is not what you get. It's kind of one of those stories, but I will say it was a fun read. So it definitely kept my attention, but I will say the first half of the book, or the first 100 pages, it's slow. It's a slow kind of a burn. Probably the last 100 pages of the book are really good. Like the story picks up, it just gets really interesting, and you want to know what happens. So it's one of those where if you can get through the first 100 pages, you'll probably be invested in that book and want to read the rest of it. But you got to get through the first 100 pages. And it starts off really, really interesting. And then it just gets a little boring, and then it picks up again. So stick with it if you really want to know what happens. If you're looking for something really, really spooky and scary, it's not. It's not. Okay, let's talk about All Hallows. So first off, I gave this book 2 stars. I think it was 2 stars. I did not finish it. I DNF'd this book. I pretty much gave up on page 224. Well, I only have I have about 100 pages left of this book if I wanted to finish it. I wanted to hurry up and get through it because I wanted to start another book. And when I started feeling that way and started losing interest and just feeling like the story is dragging on, get to the point already, just like, let's get going. Another downfall about this is there's a lot of characters, and each chapter is a point of view of a different character. And sometimes you'll revisit the same character and their thoughts, but sometimes it jumps so much, you have to remind yourself, like, who are we talking about? Like, whose life, whose experiences, what happened here? The other thing is it's not scary, at least in my opinion. There were some parts that I was reading that will give you a little creep feeling, but it wasn't enough to make you say, ooh, this is a scary story. I think that this book focused more on the drama, like the life drama in different characters' lives and within the community or the neighborhood, and not enough on the freaking haunting factor of the book. Read it if you like to. The only good thing I will say about this is it did give me nostalgia for the 90s Halloween era. So if you grew up, like I was born in the 80s, so my Halloween as a child growing up was in the 90s, and I definitely got that nostalgia feel for Halloween in the 90s. The trick-or-treating, the parties, the neighborhood block parties, like all of that kind of essence to it. It definitely gave me that feel, and I love that because I love to revisit that part. Just that to me, that was like when Halloween was magical. But the book was not scary, and it just didn't capture my interest, and I wanted it to be over more than I wanted to know how it ended, so I did not finish it. I just finished this one last night. So this is episode 13. This is the book where it is a group of ghost hunters, and they're going into a haunted space. It's not really like a house, but it's like a haunted foundation, a building, and they are pretty much doing it for a TV show. So you're going through, like, I love the way that the book is laid out. You're pretty much, each chapter is a journal entry, a text conversation, or the thoughts of each of the ghost hunters. So you're going through this experience through the mindset of 4 people. I think it was 4 people, 4 or 5 people. It's interesting. It's really good. If you love ghost hunting and you know the lingo of ghost hunting and like that kind of world, you'll be interested. It is not scary, unfortunately. It just, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Like nothing scares me anymore. I don't know. But I didn't find it spooky. I didn't find it scary, but I did find it interesting because I do love the ghost hunting stuff, and that's a world that I've always been into. So the paranormal and all of that. And I love the way that the book was laid out. It's a fast read for that. There are some parts where it does get a little bit slow, but I will say it was pretty good. I gave this one 4 stars, or did I? I don't know. I feel like I'm a tough rater when it comes to books. Like, I very rarely give a book 5 stars. I have to like love the whole thing front to cover, or cover to back, front to back. Let me show you guys what I have in my little Barnes & Noble bag. I was able to get a free tote bag, so I got this one. Super cute. This is going to be the next read that I start today, which is Goddess of Filth. It was actually recommended to me by one of the workers at Barnes & Noble. Pretty much it's about a group of girls, high school girls, that go and do a seance. And it sounds like there is some kind of possession that happens. It's a small book, so I'm giving myself that little gift of reading something super tiny. This will probably take me a day or 2 days to finish. I need a little bit of a break from the longer books before I do get into another one. So I will be diving into this one today. Another one I picked up is Pen Pal. I've heard that this is very creepy. It sounds like we're going to be piecing together someone's past. Probably had a crazy childhood. I don't know. I'm just really interested in it. I'm really interested to see why it says Pen Pal. Is it spooky letters? Like, what's going on? So can't wait. Probably will read this one after. Okay. So I had to get this book because the haunted house. Now, I asked the worker, the same person that was giving me some advice on some books, I asked them what they thought about this one. They said they hadn't read it, but they've heard from other friends who have read it that it isn't as scary as they hoped for. So I'm like, you know what? At this time, I've already read 3 of them. I've already read 3 scary books that were not scary. So what's another one? But the book synopsis sounds really interesting. So the September house, and it says you can survive anything. From what I remember of what I read, I believe a man is, when Margaret and her husband bought the large Victorian house on Hawthorne Street for sale at a surprisingly reasonable price. So just by reading that first little sentence, that tells me they bought a house, they're going to be, fixing it up, cleaning it up, whether they live in it or they resell it, and there's probably going to be some spooky stuff, hauntings, whatever. So I read that part and I was like, that's enough for me. I'm just going to buy it. I love haunted houses in general. I love hauntings. That's just my jam. So the September house. I think these are from separate trips. I'm telling you guys, I love Barnes & Noble. I love getting books. I don't feel bad about buying books because once I finish them, I donate them to the libraries. And to me, the libraries luck out. They get pretty much brand new books, so everyone is happy. But I saw this one and I thought this was really interesting. It is called A Tale of Sleepy Hollow, the Horseman. So it's pretty much like a Sleepy Hollow, like an extension to the original story. I think it's like, maybe a modernized version of it. Another story that has to do with the whole Sleepy Hollow realm. I don't know. I don't care. It sounded good. The cover is cute and I love it. So I'm excited to see what that one is going to be like. I also picked up The Troop by Nick Cutter. So if you remember, I don't know if I did a video on the book itself, but I was reading, it's called The Deep. And that book, that book was creepy. Not scary, but more creepy, like psychological creepy. The Deep was about this literally like under the ocean, thousands of miles beneath the ocean, this laboratory that was built. And you had to take a submarine down into this laboratory and you had no access of getting out because duh, you're underwater. And there's just this haunting that takes place. The whole book is so good. I finished it in a couple of days. It was really, really creepy. The Deep. Put that on your list. It was really good. So it doesn't surprise me that The Troop got a lot of good ratings for the book. So if I already love something by an author and I love their writing style and whatnot, chances are I'm probably going to like something else that they wrote. So we're going to give The Troop a chance and see how it goes. Don't know anything about it except that it takes place on a spooky island, camping island, probably creepy creatures, murder, who knows, but it sounds really, really good. I also picked up Psycho, the novel by Robert Bloch. So if you know the Psycho movie, this is the book, the book adaptation. I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but I just thought that would be fun to read too. See how the book is. Is the book better than the movie? Usually the books are, but it will be nice to see. And then last but not least, this was a Target purchase. This is The Retreat. So again, a creepy house off the cliff of the ocean. And this one says they couldn't wait to stay here. An idyllic wellness retreat has opened on an island off the English coast, promising rest and relaxation. But the island, once the playground of a serial killer, is rumored to be cursed. That one sounded really good too. So of course I picked it up. That's a shit ton of books. I probably will not get through all of them this spooky season, but we're going to try. And that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about, is kind of some like new ideas and new things that I've been doing. When I do my reading, when I'm reading now, what my plan is to plan out how many pages a day I read. I added up, I looked at how many pages the book is. And then I told myself, okay, it's a pretty big book. It was 420 something pages. So I was like, it's a big book. If I want to finish it in what time frame? So I gave myself a week. I told myself 1 week, 7 days. I want to finish this book. How many pages a day do I have to read to finish it? So I, did the math, came up with 60, I think it was like 61, 62, 60 something pages per day. That's doable. That's not that hard. And I did it and it helped me, and I finished the book in a week, literally. So it taught me to designate time to read. It taught me to read the section. And if I wanted to keep going, I could keep going. If I didn't, I didn't. But at least I knew each day I had to read 60 something pages. So I'm going to do that for these next ones because I really want to read as much horror content as I can in spooky season. So that's my little tip for you guys, is if you're a slow reader but you want to get through as many books as you can, give yourself a timeline of how long do you want to give yourself to read a book and how many pages would you have to read each day. It really helped me and it helped me stay on track, and I also track my reading on Goodreads and I love it. So just a little tidbit from me to you. And last but not least, I wanted to share a little bit about going to the Lavender Lights Festival. On Thursday, my hubby and I went on a little date. We had a date night and we went to the Lavender Lights Festival. And pretty much it is a little extension of the lavender festival that this farm puts up. And you have fields of lavender, and the lavender lights is pretty much, there's Christmas lights like everywhere. It's really beautiful. It's romantic. There's places to eat. There's vendors. There's, little shops that sell lavender stuff. You have lavender desserts. You have food. You have lavender lemonade. It was really, really good. And so we went and we had our little date. Now, everything was perfect, or it could have been perfect. Only the fact that I had major anxiety the whole day. I had really, really bad anxiety to the point where I was ruining the experience, not only for him, but myself. And I hate when this happens, like when my anxiety pops up. It's usually triggered, or it just comes on at random, but usually it's triggered. So unfortunately, I was also battling the anxiety, but I did make the decision that I still wanted to go. So we went, and I'm really, really thankful that we went, because I had the most amazing experience at the end of the night. So we were there at about 5 o'clock. We got there. We were there from 5 to about 8:30, so almost a few hours. And we had gone on a tractor. It was like a little tractor ride that takes you around the whole farm. And they talk about the history and this and that, right? So we're on this tractor ride. And then I hear the girl say, the oak tree is over 1,000 years old. And I'm like, what? So of course the little tractor zooms by. You only get so much time to look and like take a picture, but you can't get down. And so I'm like, we got to go back to see this little oak tree. So the tractor takes us all the way back to where we started. And my husband's like, do you want to go see the oak tree? And I'm like, yes. But by that time I was already really tired. I was dirty. I was dusty. I was emotionally drained. My headache, I had a bad headache because of my crying on and off all day, my anxiety. It was just a lot. But I wanted to see this freaking tree. So we walked. We did the walk from where we were, literally from one end of the farm to the opposite end of the farm. It was not far when you think about it. It wasn't super far for like regular people who, can do the hike or whatever. It's probably not that big a deal. But for someone like me, where I'm out of shape and whatnot, walking isn't always ideal. It's not always easy. But I pushed my ass to do it. So we walked, we got to the tree. I will post a little bit of the tree here so you guys can. She was the most magical tree I have ever met. I don't ever get like this weird connection with plants, very rarely. I have never felt more connected to a tree than I did last night, or that night, Thursday night. I'm standing there in front of her and she's got Christmas lights on her. She's thick. She's huge. She looks old. She feels old. And this tree was struck by lightning in the early 2000s, I believe, is what the girl said. And she survived her lightning strike. So she was struck by lightning. It pretty much like broke her in two, but she survived it. And she kept growing. And so that to me is like the sign of a healer or a warrior, or this tree has gone through so much. She's gone through so much. And I feel like the reason why I had such a profound connection with her is because that day I was going through crippling anxiety all day, and to be face to face with this beautiful creation that has been around for literally 1,100 years. 1,100 years. Like, I couldn't even fathom the thought this tree has been around that long. And I just fell in love. I was so captured by her. And I told myself silently in my mind, this is why you went to this event, even though your world was falling apart mentally. This is why you went, because you needed to be here in this moment to receive this tree's medicine. So we took pictures and I admired her. And then it was like there was a couple people there. And then all of a sudden everyone left. And it was just me and my husband. And I had quiet time with this tree. I put my hands on her and I closed my eyes. And I just remember like placing my hands on her and just soaking in her energy. And I remember just thinking, take away my stress, like take away my anxiety, like ground me, like just all of those thoughts were going on in my mind while I was placing my hands over her trunk. And I just felt so relaxed, so relaxed. So finally, when I felt ready, I was like, I think I took like so many pictures because I felt like I couldn't get enough. And I took one last picture and then we walked away and we left and we went home. And the next morning, I wake up and I'm anticipating soreness. I am anticipating my back to hurt or my legs to be sore from all the walking that I did. You know, my body, like I said, I'm out of shape. And so any kind of like long amounts of walking for a certain amount of hours being on my feet, I usually feel it the next day. I kid you not, you guys, I woke up in the morning. I didn't have any pain. Zero pain, no back pain, no leg pain. I wasn't sore. I had some bug bites on me. I had a dull headache from the crying and like just the anxiety that I had. But other than that, nothing. Physical pain, zero. It was as if I didn't do all of that walking the day before. It was crazy. And if you've ever had really bad anxiety, you know the whole day prior that you had the anxiety feels like a fog. It feels like that day didn't even exist. And that's how I felt. I told my husband, I remember telling him, like, I don't have any pain. My body is not sore. Like, my back doesn't hurt. He's like, the tree grounded you. Like, the tree took it away. She probably healed you. And I just remember getting so emotional because I felt so thankful and connected and so grateful to have that experience. And I'm even more grateful that this beautiful, amazing tree that I had this connection with is like about an hour and a half away from me. So not super far away. If I wanted to go visit, I could go visit. And I do plan on, I already told him, like, I want to go back. You know, I want to go back and I want to spend time with the tree again. So definitely looking forward to that. But I had to share that magical moment with you guys because it was so important and so profound and so strong for me. I had to share it. Anyways, I have been talking for way too long. This video is literally like almost an hour. I don't know how I hope I can edit enough to shorten it. But if it's not, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you lasted this entire time, thank you for being here with me. And I will catch up with you guys in another video very soon. Those of you guys who have been booking my Halloween readings, thank you so much. I am excited to connect with you and hold space. But yeah, I hope you guys are having a magical spooky season as well. And I will talk to you guys very, very soon. Bye, guys.